Okay, can everyone hear me? Please comment if you can hear me. I think my mic was muted. Um, so I'm just going to say hi to some folks. If you can hear me, let me know. Hi, Melanie, Pete, Grandma Wrinkles, finally in for a live show. Jamie didn't hear anything, but I hope you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Stark Raven Wild, Rosie, Grandma, Grand Larceny, Miss Scarlet, welcome in everybody. If you're in our Facebook group, you know that I had yet another round of migraines, and just all around since Saturday. I feel better today. Like I feel like a human and I'm alive. Um, but like I still kind of feel like a zombie. For migraine sufferers, you guys understand that it sometimes takes a couple of days after the migraine finally goes away to get rid of the last dredges. And that's what I call it, like the last dredges or like the aura that remains. It's not as intense of a pain, but it's a headache. It's still there. It kind of makes you feel tired, almost hungover. It just takes a couple of days to recoup, but I am at the point where I can function now. So I'm past the, oh my God, it's so bad. I can't even get out of bed and function. I don't know. I started my, like, if you guys care, this turning into a vlog. I started the Imitrex back in September, and it was working really, really well for me. If I catch the migraines ahead of time, like if I feel the beginning aura coming on and I take the Imitrex, I'm fine. And I legitimately hadn't had a full blown migraine like that in 2 months. I had, a couple times where I felt one coming on, and I took the Imitrex, and it helps. I guess I just didn't catch this one in time. I didn't take the Imitrex soon enough. That can happen. The weather was affecting it pretty severely, and I woke up in the middle of the night already like in it and took the Imitrex, and I think it was too late. You have to catch it early with the Imitrex. It works beautifully if you take it like right at the beginning of the migraine. It will stop it from ever happening. But if, like me, you wake up in the middle of the night and it's already happening or the migraine's already there, from weather or whatever, everybody's triggers are different. It doesn't really work unless you catch it ahead of time. So I had 2 months without one that severe, but it happens. Hi, Dave. Welcome in. Hi, Jacob. Red Willow Farms hibernating. Yeah, it's cold here and it snowed all day yesterday, which is what I think set it off. I know the rain sets it off, and so I would think that snow sets it off too. Changes the barometric pressure, just like rain does, right? I don't really have any interest in the acupressure, to be honest with you. That's just not something that I would choose to do. The Imitrex works pretty good. I have to know when it's coming. I have to feel the aura. So I have to be awake. Like it can't hit me in the middle of the night. Precious Bunny's here from South Dakota. All right, you guys, let's see. We have 36 people in here, so I guess we can kind of jump in and get to the meat of the show. We're going to do my what sold because I didn't do it Monday or yesterday, kind of late this week. I'm still only going to do a week's worth of what sold, though. I typically show you guys from Monday to a Sunday because I usually do these on Mondays. So we're going to look at November 4th through November 10th because the last one was through the 3rd. So we are going to look at November 4th through November 10th. We're going to, I'm not going to be doing the Instagram thing that I normally do in the pre-recorded. We're just going to jump right on into the meat. We're going to look at Plush first, obviously, because Plush is my favorite. Always my favorite. And then we're going to look at a variety of other items, a lot of bread and butter, some bolo. If you don't know what bolo means, it means be on the lookout for. It's things you should be looking for when you're sourcing. And then, of course, the bread and butter items. And then I got a couple remotes pulled up, and we're going to talk about the remotes we've been selling a little bit. And then at the end, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the wholesale list that we're doing with Casey. So let me just jump on in and share my screen. I gotta scoot a little closer. Excuse me. I'm just about to knock my desk over. My face is really big. Don't look. Let's do this. Why won't it share? Okay, maybe I don't know how to share my screen. Share screen. Pick this one. Share. I'm having issues here, guys. Didn't I just do this last week? And I said it was my first time doing it, but I did an okay job. And today it's not letting me share. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to keep trying. Okay, share the screen. There we go. Derp. All right, so I'm going to leave me really small over there. Yeah, we'll just leave me really, really small because I feel like my face gets really big when I get close to the camera, and I'm like, it's the star of the show. Yeah, I obviously am technologically inclined, disclined. All right, everyone can see my screen. I'm going to keep myself small. I got my phone here so I can kind of keep up with the chat. So let's just go on over and look at the plush. All right, we're going to start with this. Here comes a train, obviously. We're going to start this guy. I call them Zooms, but I've heard them pronounced differently. But because this is my show, I want to pronounce things the way I want to pronounce them. So I'm going to say Zoom. Anyway, this is a Zoom Disney Pixar toy. Toy Story alien. You guys are probably familiar with this alien. The aliens from Toy Story are a bolo. I've only ever found a couple. One was a nightlight. One was a couple were plush. We really need to replace our paper. Look at the wrinkles. He hasn't been up that long. His photos were taken like right before Florida, so it's been very recent. Our paper's wrinkled really bad, and there's some tears in it because I knocked some lights into it. Anyway, I had a nightlight of this alien once, and I've had a couple of plush. He always goes really fast, and he goes for money. I say he, but there was like more than one of these. If you guys remember in the Toy Story movie, they were in the claw machine. But the aliens are super cute. Sneaking some watching during break time. That's funny. Virginia just sold a Toy Story alien. Yeah, they're pretty popular. The movie just came out recently. So I sold this guy for $26.25. Now, he was not even that big. You guys can see he wasn't even a foot long. He was a bigger one, but he was supposed to go for $21, but they bought him before his sale hit. So I had him up for $26.25. So when our 20% off hit, he would be $21. And he sold in between sales, which does happen sometimes, and it's always a nice surprise. So you can see that these will go for a lot of money. $26.25. He shipped first class. He went in a pretty big poly bag. And then we have this guy. He went in an even bigger poly bag. This guy we have these ginormous poly bags that we keep around for really big plush that don't weigh a pound. The ones that are really big and weigh over a pound go in the large mailing box. I've showed you guys before. But he didn't weigh a pound. He was 15 inches, and he was really big, like really big and round. He was really, he was hard to get even in our jumbo poly bag. I honestly don't even know who this guy is. Oh, I should have told you. I paid 50 cents for the alien. I don't know who this tomato is. But I did find him for 50 cents at Goodwill, and he was interesting enough to me that I wanted to purchase him and give him a shot. For 50 cents, I try most things once and bring them home without comping them. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. So he was really big. He was 50 cents. I decided I'm going to try him. I was pleasantly surprised when I got home. You can see he sold for $24.38. And then he shipped first class in the poly bag. We sold a big-headed poo for $17. He's got a tiny body and a big old head. He sold for $17 and he shipped first class in a poly bag. So the little tiny poo with a train. I accepted a best offer for $10 on this one. I kind of wish I would have held out for more just because of how unique this poo is. Poo is oversaturated. And there's a lot of poo on eBay. So unless they're really unique, you're usually not going to get a lot of money for them. I'll get them all day long for 25 cents or 50 cents. That's fine. This one was 50 cents. But he was only 7 inches, and he's been around a while. So I just took the best offer of 10. He shipped in a bag, a poly bag, first class. Some of you guys may remember the cat. I had 2 of these Adoptimals. And I cannot remember for the life of me where I got these. I said it in the last what sold with the Cabbage Patch cat that sold. I want to say they came from a yard sale for $1 a piece. But there was a cat and a dog, both new in the box, perfect for fourth quarter. Both of them sold internationally. Both of them sold through the global shipping program. So I think Cabbage Patch Kids might be something that's popular overseas. Through the global shipping program, we see a lot of our Disney, Hershey Park, Disney, Looney Tunes, anything that's like an iconic American thing, Coca-Cola items. So maybe Cabbage Patch Kids is one of those as well, because both of our Cabbage Patch Kids sold internationally. Just received payment on an Eileen Fisher skirt that sold this morning, if you wanted to know what my cha-ching was. Hi, Alexis. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, that was a big zoom. It was a Toy Story alien. So anyway, this guy sold for $25 and they paid shipping. So they paid priority shipping to Kentucky, and then I don't know what they paid after that because we do the global shipping program. This little guy is so cute. He sold for $12. I took a best offer at $12. He's been around for a long time. He had a brother you guys may remember seeing in a recent What Sold video. It was a yellow bear that had a different NASCAR shirt and driver on him. These were like 99 cents at our Honeypot thrift that's been closed for a year and a half. So that's how old he is. He took forever. So like if I ever found something like this again, I don't know that I'd pick it up for 99 cents, but I would for a quarter or 50 cents. And then we have, sorry guys, I'm singing talking. This is My Little Pony. This is a smaller one. It's a tie. I tell you guys that I pick up these tie sparkle or these tie My Little Ponies all the time. If you look on eBay, if you comp these ponies, they go for anywhere from $4 to like $7 free ship. Mine sold for $13. So I always start these ponies at like $13 free ship and they sell. So don't be afraid to price high. I know I tell you guys this all the time, but I wanted to reiterate it today. Even if you comp something like this and every turd is selling them for $4 or $5, free ship. If you've got good keywords, if you've got good photos, if you are following best practices like free shipping and free returns, you can price higher. You can absolutely make your items seem more valuable. Okay, just checking the chat. So this pony sold for $13, cost 50 cents at Goodwill, shipped first class in a poly bag. You guys may remember this bunny. I had to run him through the wash. He's an animal. His tag faded when we washed him. See my sad face? I probably would have asked for more for him. He's a Toys R Us Animal Alley. So if you guys find Toys R Us Animal Alley plush, they are bolos. Huge, big time. Casey thinks I'm crazy because he took a look at our store while we were visiting him in Florida. And he said there was no way I was going to get $25 for a rabbit and then pay shipping on top of that. And I feel like I could have gotten more if his tush tag hadn't faded. They did pay $25 plus $5 shipping. I didn't have calculated shipping on him. He did weigh over a pound, but I was trying something out after talking with Casey because he thought that it was like $10 calculated shipping. So I bumped up his price to $25 and knocked his shipping down to $5 just to see. Same price. I mean, I had it up for $20 plus $10 shipping calculated, give or take. So he sold pretty quickly after I did that. He hasn't been around that long. He's been around for a while. He came home with me a while ago, but he was really, really dirty, and I sprayed him down with Awesome finally and ran him through the wash. But he did sell for $25, and they paid $5 to ship him, and he just went in a poly bag. I didn't put him in a box or anything because he didn't have anything I was worried about. I always want to call it TY, but it's Ty, right? Ty. Beanie Boos, Ava the cat. So this is another thing that I grab for 50 cents all the time. And I flip it for a lot more money than I should be able to, but I do it. You can too. Anyway, Ava is special because she has glitter eyes. I do tell you guys these Beanie Boos with the glitter eyes are special. They go for a little bit more money. This particular Ava cat, I accepted a best offer of $12 off, and she shipped first class. Alexa says, do I feel the same way about pricing for new sellers? Yeah, absolutely. Just because you're a new seller doesn't mean that you can't follow best practices and have good keywords in your titles or really great photographs. You won't have as much feedback as someone like us or a power seller. You may not be top rated seller yet, but I still feel like if you have really good titles, if you're following the formula for the titles, and if you don't know what that formula is, you can search my channel later at your convenience. I have a video on it. It's less than 5 minutes long. Just a real quick breakdown of eBay's actual suggested formula for their titles that they gave out at eBay Open 2017. If you use that, if you have the good white background, if you have really good photos, if your keywords are good, if you're following best practices, and don't be afraid of free shipping because it's not really free. So if you're new, don't be afraid of free shipping because it's not like you're selling something for 10 free ship that we're selling for 15 plus shipping. You know what I mean? So you build it into the price. But yeah, absolutely. There's no reason why a new seller can't follow best practices and do all the things that make their item more desirable or worth more money in a buyer's eyes. The only thing is, like I said, you won't have the amount of feedback you power seller is going to have that's been around for a long time, and you may or may not be top rated seller yet. But still, absolutely. I have from the beginning of time since I started in with Keith on his eBay with him, I have always priced too high. And Casey and Keith still get on my case. That rabbit is case in point. And I'm going to show you a pair of jeans at the end here too. That was something Casey pointed out to me while we were in Florida, that there's no way I will ever get the price I want for it. I do it all the time. Megan Mawini does it. Sydney, the Posh Boss, does it. I feel like it's just having confidence and knowing what you have and making it seem more valuable. But even, people who've been in the business longer than me, like Casey and even Keith, sometimes tell me I'm crazy and there's no way you're going to get that. And then I do. So maybe I'm magic, but I shouldn't be the only one that's able to do it. You know what I'm saying? Wild Republic is good. Wild Republic is a bolo. I've shown this on this channel all the time. And sometimes you'll find Wild Republics that are specific to a certain zoo. Like, for instance, obviously I find the Pittsburgh Zoo and Aquarium out here all the time. But the ones that have like the zoo tags are also worth a lot more money. Robert's here. Hi, Robert. Welcome in. You guys, if you don't know Robert, he's Zombie Bargain Hunter. He's got the wrench. He's one of my mods. He is also a huge, huge power seller with Plush. He's the other Plush royalty, as I like to refer to him. Trisha, no. Yes and no. I that's the only way I can answer that. I have things that I price higher that I have to wait for the rest of whatever to sell. And then sometimes mine will sell really fast. And again, I think it's that perceived value. So if a bunch of people have these like this Neopets, pictures of it on a couch or a floor, and they're dark and the pictures are bad and their titles really suck, and they're all $4 free ship, and I put mine up and it's got these professional photos and great title and keywords, mine might sell overnight or within a couple of days because mine has more perceived value. Mine looks like it's worth more. Sometimes buyers will wonder what's wrong with an item if it's priced too low. Sometimes they'll look at bad pictures and not want it. So I would have to say yes and no to that. I really don't think it's based on how high I price. I think how fast stuff flips is number one, based on sell-through rate, which you can research yourself, or we have a guide you can actually purchase. It's in the description box. We did do a sell-through rate guide with Casey on 1,000 different items. You can look it up yourself, or just, pay $20 to have someone have done it for you. But I really think how fast something sells is based on sell-through rate and luck. So you could put up, say, this Neopet and wait 6 months for it to sell. And then after yours sells, I could put one up that goes overnight because I just happened to put mine up when somebody was looking for one. Does that make sense? I'm going to really quick look here. Robert's at the Benz in Vegas, right? Hey, Kelly, welcome in. Hi, Mama. Hi, Ma and Pa's Closet Collectibles. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad that you're learning from me. I do love to teach people. I do love to share my knowledge and what I learn, whether it's things I do that are successful or my mistakes. I like to share it all with you guys so you can learn. I always say I'm ABT, always be teaching. Elizabeth's here. Welcome in. Robert's in Vegas, so he's getting some plush. He's gonna have a nice haul. Hey, if you guys aren't in our Facebook group yet, you should be. It's called Flippin Hippos Reseller Pod on Facebook. It's free to join. You can search for it, or there's a link down below. Robert's in the group. He's also a moderator there, and Robert does show his hauls. He goes to Vegas, usually spends about a week there going through the bends. He comes home with a lot of plush. Robert has nearly 4,000 listings, and it's majority plush. He actually does more volume in plush than we do. I have about 25% of our listings are plush. So we have like 2,000 listings up, and I would say like 250. That's not right. Like 500 are plush. There you go. Math is hard. But Robert does a lot of plush, and he does really good hauls and what sold videos. And he is allowed to post those in the group. It is, I know that some people brought this up. It is against the rules to post links, but I let Robert do it. One, because he's a mod and he's helped me out a lot. And two, there's not very many plush sellers out there to learn from. And I feel like Robert is valuable to the community, and you guys learn from him too. So join the group. Robert answers questions in there as well about plush, so you guys can learn from him as well as me. He drives, Rosie. He doesn't live very far. Robert is in California. I'm in Pittsburgh. I don't go to Vegas in the Benz. I'm saying Robert goes to the Benz for plush in Vegas. I don't. I'm just in Pittsburgh. But I suppose I would ship it same way I ship the stuff from Florida. Got a ton of stuff here that finally arrived over the weekend. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm getting there. I still feel kind of, but that's all right. All right, so let's move on. Neopets, 9-inch little brown unicorn, paid 50 cents. He sold for $15.20 and shipped first class in a poly bag. And you can see he's wee little, not very big. And I believe this is the last plush, yes. So this is the last plush. He sold for $20 plus shipping. So this is not even a Build-A-Bear. I thought this was a Build-A-Bear. It is not. This is just a giant My Little Pony. I believe it was 99 cents at Goodwill. It may have been 50, but I doubt it. I probably paid 99 cents for it. It's got nice cloth hair by Hasbro. And it did weigh over a pound, so it sold for $20, plus I charged them calculated shipping on 1 to 2 pounds and mailed it in a large box, the kind you can order from the USPS.com for free. Jennifer, we do have the bins, and no, we do not go. We used to in the beginning when we were building up our volume and building up our business, but we don't really have the need to go there anymore. So here is Zara jeans that I paid 99 cents for. They're nice too. Tribute to the 70s. So they're bell bottoms. I think that's what helped them be a selling point. For some reason, the bell bottom flare jeans are really back in style. I'm just moving my notes. You guys know I just have notes. So these I accepted a best offer, 25 on, shipped in a padded flat. Lucky brand. This is a brand I will still source when I find it for 99 cents. And if you're new to the channel and you don't know, or you're like, what in the heck? How does she do that? Our Goodwills here in Pittsburgh every Sunday have this particular collar tag that goes on sale for 99 cents. So we are blessed to have that. But I won't pay more than that for Lucky brand, just because here it's 99 cents or full price, because we don't go sourcing during the week. He still works outside of the house. I cannot go sourcing alone because of my back problems and my disability. So we go together on Sundays, and then my choices are, when I'm looking through jeans, to pay the 99 cents for the collar of the week or $6.99 full price. If we went through the week when things were half off, I would probably pay $2 or $3 for Lucky brand, but I would not pay full price. So I get these when they're 99 cents. The ones with the names like this, and I know I've said this before, it kind of applies to all brands of jeans. If they have a style name like this, they're a little bit more of a bolo than just the plain ones, because people have worn that before and are probably looking for it. People look for those styles, those names. Let me see. I've got one view so far. That's cute. Jennifer, we get a lot of our stuff from the Goodwill on 99 cent day. We buy a lot of wholesale. We buy other resellers out when they're going out of business. We just bought 1,600 remotes. I just brought a ton of stuff home from Florida. Pretty much everywhere everybody else goes except for the Benz. Bamboo spine glasses, we have the tag color of the week. The camera actually adds 500 pounds, Jacob. No, I'm kidding. I hate my voice too. I never, ever, ever rewatch my videos, and I hate editing, which is why I go live a lot. All right, so these Lucky jeans sold for $24.38 and shipped in a padded flat, I believe. Not many jeans go first class. Oh, these did. I stand corrected. So these were a smaller pair of jeans that weighed less and shipped first class. That's always nice. These are Miss Me's that I sold for a best offer of $30, and I'm going to show you why. Most of the times I start Miss Me jeans out around $50, $51. These had the nice wide legs here at the bottom. Let's go see how big they were. So these had a 19-inch leg opening. So when you measure your leg opening, you go from side to side at the bottom here, and then you double it. So this would have been 9.5 across right here where I'm pointing with the mouse. So these are nice looking, but here's the reason why they sold. I started them at 40, knowing full well I was going to take 30 or 35 best offer. The back pockets. So Miss Me does make some, I'm pointing at the screen like y'all can see me where I'm pointing. Let me point with my mouse. Miss Me does make jeans that have the plain pockets like this. You guys are probably more familiar with the embellished ones with the fleur-de-lis and all those beads and stuff. They do make plain ones. They're still worth money. They'll still sell for like $30, $35. I start mine at 40 so that I can get the 30 or 35. If I started at 35 or 30 with the best offer, you guys know how that goes. And actually, we start even higher than that because we allow room for our sales. We run 20% off Monday through Wednesday. It ends Wednesday through Friday. It ends, and 25% over the weekend. We do that to create urgency. If your sales run every 2 to 3 days and end, you create urgency with your buyers. I also feel like every time the sale starts, you get a boost, and then as it gets towards the end, your buyer is more likely to purchase because they see it's ending. Funny story real quick, side note, sidetracked. We had a buyer actually get angry at us over Friday night. Our 20% off sale ended, and I put a half an hour in between our sales, and he sent me a message and said, I was literally just about to buy this remote for X amount, and it changed to Y amount right in front of my eyes. What gives? Like I was doing something unethical or something. Like he literally said, what gives? And I just laughed and wrote him back and said, our sale ended. And he bought it for full price. And then, so if he hadn't of it, would have went 25% off and he would have gotten even cheaper. So I wrote him back right away and was really nice. Like it's just because our sale ended. But anyway, I digress. Miss Me Jeans, $6.99 into $30, shipped in a padded flat. Thanks, Robert. Yeah, I don't like editing for a lot of reasons. I think it's time consuming. I don't like my face. I don't like my voice. I like to go live. I like live shows anyway because I get to interact with you guys. I'm pretty notorious for being really bad with responding to messages. If you message me on Instagram, I'll probably get back to you in 6 months. If you send me an email, maybe in a year. I'm really bad. And I've never, ever put myself out there any different. I have set the precedence from the beginning, from day one on YouTube. I'm terrible at Instagram direct messages. I am terrible with email. Facebook messages I'm pretty good at, but I don't always see them because they hide them from you if y'all ain't friends. But I'm pretty good at checking Facebook messages. If you're in our Facebook group and you tag me, I get back to you within an hour or two. I'm really good at that. But everything else I'm like totally terrible at. And YouTube comments, I can get like a week or 2 or 3 or 4 behind sometimes. Like the last time I actually sat down and answered all of the comments on the YouTube I haven't seen was the 25th of October. And I only know that because it was the Friday before we left for Vegas. So when I'm live, I can see your questions and answer you in real time. You don't have to wait for an answer. But if you ever want to get a hold of me or you have a question and I'm not live or you can't make it to a live show, Facebook group is the best and fastest way to get a hold of me. I check in there all day long, every day. Even when I'm sick or I have migraines or whatever, I do check in pretty often. It's the best way to get a hold of me. Gotta love the crazy people. Yeah, what gives? It was just so funny to me. Noman the Frog is David and Bill, you guys, my moderators. Lovely, lovely gentlemen. 2 of my closest friends. I love them. I do. It depends on the brand and how much it's going to be, though. Because you do got to have good English to be on YouTube. Geez, people. You have to disclose it, obviously, and you have to point it out in several places. Like I would point it out here and then again in here because folks don't read. I get messages all the time from people. What is the inseam? Well, you guys can see that I included a crap ton of measurements with my jeans. Serena, I believe I start BKE Big Stars pretty high, like at 35 or 40. I believe. I think that Big Star is a good brand. The regular BKE for women is kind of poop. BKE for men is really good. I start those like at 50, but I think the Big Stars are the ones I start around 35 or 40. Either way, if it's only missing a couple of gemstones, I probably wouldn't really knock anything off. I mean, I've sold True Religion and Miss Me's before, missing like entire buttons on the back pocket, and only took a couple bucks off. That's why I like Best Offer, because they can offer you $5 or $10 less if they feel like it took the worth down. I'm so impressed by your measurements. I love doing measurements. Second to Plush, jeans are my favorite, and I think it's because I'm OCD, and I think it's because of my back. So number one, with my disability, we have set the room up to where I can do everything sitting down. And with jeans, I can get a big old stack. I can sit in my comfortable chair. I can get my heating pad behind me if I need it, or a pillow. I could put something on Hulu or Netflix. Well, now there's Disney Plus, but I can watch something on TV, stream something, and just sit and measure. I can do about 20 to 40 pairs of jeans in about an hour and a half. So I go pretty fast. I was never always that fast. Just so y'all know, when I first started, I was slower than a snail racing molasses. But I've gotten pretty fast now, and I think my OCD loves just the soothing nature of having a giant pile and doing the same 7 measurements over and over, and then moving that pile over here and writing them down on a piece of paper, and everything is nice and neat and organized, and I can be comfortable while I'm doing it and watch TV. Jeans are just like my absolute favorite other than Plush. Robert's got to go back to his bins. Go get it. Go get it. I can't wait to see what you got. Hey, Swiss seller. No, it's not. I'm actually, I keep stopping to talk. So we're on these Catherine's jeans. The reason I wanted to show y'all these jeans is because, do you see what they sold for? No, they didn't. I took a best offer. Lies. They sold for $23. But you see what I listed them for. Now, these are like a generic brand. These are not that great of a brand. I found them for 99 cents. But you guys know how I'm always telling you if jeans are plus size, or if jeans have a specific kind of graphic or a print that's neat or different, pick them up if they're cheap enough. Because even though these are Catherine's, these were a plus size, and they were a pretty print. Now that I'm thinking about it, these may have come out of a thread-up box, but either way, it still stands. That plus size in neat prints, these took like a week to sell. Not that long. Took a best offer, $23. Shipped in a padded flat. I have a pair of Torrid here that I caught. I have a pair of Torrids here that I took a best offer of $21 on. So that's pretty good. For Torrid, you can get like $30, $35 for new Torrid. Torrid is a good plus size brand if you find it for a couple of bucks or cheaper. I wouldn't pay full price for it, but it is a good plus size brand. It does have a following. A lot of women do like this brand. So these sold for $21, paid 99 cents, and they shipped in a padded flat. Thank you so much for the super chat. Cammy67 says, what? I caught you live. Thank you so much for your videos. Well, thank you so much for the super chat. Let's see if I can put you on the screen. There we go. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. You helped feed a hungry hippo today, and that's awesome. All right, so we're looking at the Linea leather coat. Hey, Ordy Keller, I just butchered your name, but welcome in. Hi. Dawn, I do not have a video on measuring jeans. In fact, I've been saying for like a year I was going to do one because I need Keith's help. I wanted him to film it because I do it a very specific way due to the disability on my back. Well, you know what? I will. He's got like some extra time off over Thanksgiving, so I will attempt to get him to film it again. Leather coat, 99 cents. So this is a good example of Star buying a coat because it's leather, and that's no other reason. That's like not even a good brand, but it was 100% leather, and it was 99 cents, and it sold for $27.77. I believe I sent out a 10% off best offer on this, and that's why it came out to a weird amount. But It did sell for $27.77, and they paid the shipping for it. So it did ship in a box. One of the free ones you can get from the post office. Serena says, I pick up almost any brand jeans on dollar day as long as they're in good condition, especially if they're size 12 or 10 or 12 and up. I generally go size 14 and up. But that, 99 cents, it's whatever. I pick up a lot of stuff for $1. Do I have a video on how I photo my jeans? No. Same reason. I have a setup that allows me to do it pretty much sitting down the whole time because of my back, again. And it's not something I can film myself. I'll need Keith's help. So maybe when he has like the extended time off of his poopy job outside of the house over Thanksgiving, I can get 2 videos out, one measuring and one photographing. The only thing is I think the way I photograph is specific to the Android. They have a thing you can use to make it smaller, so you can kind of like take the photo. Like you look at something and then you push this button and it makes it smaller. I don't know how to explain it. I'll show it in a video. I'll absolutely do that. Hey, I've been saying that for a while, but we need to do that. Thank you, Serena. I appreciate that. That's so nice of you to say. Yeah, I do everything sitting down pretty much. Like I have to stand up once in a while to do stuff. But like when I do men's shirts or women's shirts, I only do like 5 because that's standing up to dress the mannequin, and I can't do that for more than 15 or 20 minutes with my back. So, yeah, maybe we'll finally get around to making the jeans video for you guys over Thanksgiving. All right, so we're looking at a Kenneth Cole sweater. Again, this is not an exciting brand. It's kind of meh on eBay anymore. But it was 99 cents. It was new with tags. So Keith picked it up, brought it home. And you can see that it sold for $21.44. And I believe it was first class. No, it went in a padded flat. That's okay, though. It's like a cheap pair of jeans. You guys, do you remember me getting this? I got this from a community neighborhood big giant yard sale. They have every single year around here. It's always the day before I leave for Vegas, ironically, for eBay Open. This year I found this bag and a Betty Boop bag. This one was, I want to say, $3. Sold for $21. Shipped first class. What I did was I folded the bottom end of the purse, and then I folded the top over it because the purse can fold. Then I put a bubble wrap around it, and then I put 2 pieces of tissue paper around it and then into a poly bag. I did not want to put it in a box, because putting it in a box would have made it weigh more than a pound. And I didn't want it to weigh more than a pound. But I wanted to protect it because you can see it has, here I go pointing at the screen again. Jeez, like you guys can see that. It has, that side doesn't. It has beads and stuff on it. Can you see them? So that's what I did. All right, here's another example of Star picking up something because it's leather. Coldwater Creek is kind of a meh brand, but this was 100% leather. It's actually suede. You can see that it's a suede coat. It was 99 cents. It was 100% leather. I decided to risk it. I accepted a best offer of $21.76 on it. And they paid for shipping. I was seeing what they did. They chose parcel select, but we probably shipped it priority because it comes out the same for us with our discount on eBay. And then they get it faster than they expect, and then we get good feedback. Oh, thank you, Ordy. It's been almost 3 years since I got entered at my job. So it's just kind of my new normal. It has been for almost 3 years. I used to be in healthcare, and then I got hurt at work, and this is what I do now because I can do this at my own pace. Okay, you guys are looking at some shoes that I can't remember. I want to say that these were 99 cents at Goodwill, but they may have come from the yard sale where I bought like that lady's entire 2 tables full of shoes, where I got the Danskos and all that. But I'm pretty sure they were 99 cents. I do okay with Naturalizer. Like you can see, it's a cheaper brand. So I would definitely call these bread and butter for anyone doing volume and who can find cost of goods low enough. I did accept the best offer of 10 on these, but they paid the shipping. So if you think if I paid 99 cents, PayPal and eBay fees come out to about 15%. So that'd be $1.50. So like $7.50 profit because they paid shipping and I accepted 10. Still pretty good for a pair of shoes I got for 99 cents. And we do volume. So we're more willing to flip these smaller flips because we do so much volume. Which ones did they take too long to sell? These? Less than a month. I could say that I went through and put all my shoes up in September, August, maybe. No, in September. I had a really big influx of shoes at one point because I had bought out like 2 yard sales. I had bought out somebody's storage unit. I had like hundreds of pairs of shoes in here at one point. I think it was September when I went through and all October, but not that long. For me, for shoes and pants and clothing in general and shoes that aren't going to be fast flips, 3 to 6 months is pretty good. All right, so now you're looking at Not Your Daughter's jeans. This is a Bolo brand. Just don't pay very much for them because you're going to get like 25 anymore for these, around there. I did accept the best offer of 20 on these. They were size 14, flare leg, tan, but they had like the thing going on up here on the hem. So I accepted the best offer of 20. I'm happy with 20 to 25 on Not Your Daughter's jeans unless they're more unique or something. They cost 99 cents at Goodwill, shipped in a padded flat. All right, so here's the other thing. Casey said I couldn't sell. And Casey, if you're watching this, yes, I'm calling you out. I sold my rabbit and my jeans, both at prices you said I was crazy for and could not get. He said there was no way I was ever going to get $51 for these jeans, and they sold for $51. I would never go back to work for outside of the house. 2 reasons. 1, I'm spoiled, and 2, I don't really think I could. I think I'd get fired the first day when I had to take a break every 10 minutes. Anyway, these are so cool. Look at these Panthers. They're Ed Hardy. They're a bad size. I'm going to tell you that right now. A size 30 waist is not a good size. Most men are 32, 34. That's going to be your better sizes for men. But look at the button fly. Look at the Panthers. I paid $6.99 for these at Goodwill. And they took a while to sell, but they did sell for $51. Go Star. Our sales are overall not where they should be. This isn't Q4. This is some alternate reality. I don't know what's going on. We're selling about, I want to say 6 to 9 a day, and we should be selling 10. And then we sent out 30 yesterday. For a 4-day weekend, we should have had 40 or more, especially Q4. We should have more like 50 because you're supposed to sell more in Q4, period. And we should be selling around 10 a day. So, I mean, they're not awful. They're not horrible. We're still eating. Our bills are still getting paid. But they're not where they should be, especially for Q4, if that makes sense. I don't know if it was because over the weekend I was feeling bad and I wasn't really doing much. But I just feel like this whole Q4 has been very disappointing between the glitches and everything else. All right, so now we're going to talk about remotes a little bit. If you're new to the channel, we recently bought in Wholesale 3,000 remotes, and Casey bought 3,000. So someone was selling 6,000 remotes. There was no way we were taking all 6,000. So we split them up. He paid for half, we paid for half, and we each got a Gaylord shipped to us at our respective homes in Florida and Pennsylvania. So we haven't been listing as much as we should, but they came in right before we went on vacation for a week to Florida. And Keith is doing these solely on his own right now as far as listing. So we have a system in place when he needs to get more photographs. We'll do like 100 together. He tests them and then I clean them just with a rag and some alcohol. And it takes us like a half an hour to do 100, like one show. Like literally, we put one show on Hulu and we're done. Because if he finishes testing first, he can help me clean. And then he photographs them all. Takes him like another half an hour. Remotes are so super fast. So like in an hour, we can test and clean like 100 remotes. And he's been listing like 20 to 30 a day because they are super fast to list as well. My chat just closed. Let me pull it back up. So they're really, really fast. We paid 53 cents per remote at the end of the day with shipping and everything. And so I pulled up a couple to show you, just to show you that it was still worth it in volume, because even though there's some that are like this is the one we accepted a $7 best offer on. We sold a $12 one, a $16, a $30, and this $32 one, we accepted a best offer of $28. So 28, 30, 16, 12, and this one we accepted 7. You can see they're all over the board. So for 53 cents a piece, with how fast they are to do, they're absolutely worth it still, and I'm really glad we bought them in Wholesale. They're selling at 1.7% sell-through rate. To give you a good idea, close is like 0.5% sell-through rate, so they're slower. And Plush, for me at least, is about a 0.2. I think Robert's Plush is probably a 0.5 to 1%, but he's got like 4,000 Plush listed. But Plush for us are like around a 0.2. Clothing sticks at a solid 0.5% sell-through rate. Our remotes are coming in at a 1.7% sell-through rate. We sell about 1.7 a day. Just this last week, in 7 days, we sold 12. And that's 1.7 a day. We only have 99 listed, so that's a 1.7% sell-through rate. And yes, that's math. That's one math I can do. That's one math I can do. They did. Keith and Casey taught me the sell-through rate formula. I have it written down, though. I had to cheat. Anyway, I'm going to come back to my full face, maybe, if I can figure out my computer. Stop sharing. There we go. Let me back up a little so my face isn't like. Anyway, we do love the remotes. They're like great, 1.7% sell-through rate. And I'll tell you what, if it weren't for Plush and remotes, when the glitches were really bad and nobody's clothing was selling, we would have been selling nothing. Nothing. Because it was like Plush and remotes every day, and that was it. So, still very thankful that we did purchase those in Wholesale. And I'm going to end this stream in just a couple of minutes, you guys. But before I do, speaking of Wholesale, if you guys are interested in buying in bulk, or if you have items that you wish to sell in bulk, make sure you sign up for the Wholesale selling list that we have going with Casey. We've already sent out one this week, and two of the bulk items sold, or the Wholesale. And we're putting together the list for next week. And it's, anywhere from, $20, $40 for some stuff to a couple $100, depending on what the items are, how many there are. But yeah, if you are absolutely interested in trying to buy in bulk, which is a good idea for anyone with disabilities like me. You can have like, you can order a bunch of stuff and have it delivered to your house. They kind of like throw it up. And you don't have to go out looking for it or sourcing for it, individual pieces. You can get a bunch all at once delivered to your house. Or so if you're disabled, it's a good idea. If you live anywhere cold, it's a good idea, because if you get a lot of snow or ice on the roads and you can't get out the source, you can have some bulk or wholesale items there that you could be listing from. Or if you just want to save the time from sourcing and going out from store to store for individual pieces, wholesale or bulk is always a good idea. And then on the other side of the coin, if you have some stuff you want to sell, I know that sometimes people, get out of clothes, or they get out of women's clothes, or they get out of kids' clothes. So they just want to get rid of all of the death piles that they have in one fell swoop and sell it all. You can sell or buy with this list. So in the description box down below, there is a link. What did I call it? Join the wholesale email list for free. That's what it's called. So it is going to take you to Casey the Rockstar Flipper's webpage. It's just the place where we've put the landing page for you to sign up to be on the email list. So if you click that link, you'll go there, you'll put your email in, you'll get a set of instructions, whether you're going to want to be a seller or going to want to be a buyer. And then once a week, you'll get a list. And if you find something on there you want to buy, you'll let us know. And if you want to sell something, you let us know, and we'll put it on the list every week until it sells. It's that easy. So if you just want to buy, you'll get a weekly email to look at to see if there's anything you want. And if you want to sell, you just let us know. You'll get instructions when you sign up. And if you're selling your items through our list, we'll list them for you every week until they sell. That easy. If you didn't grab a copy of the sell-through percentage guide that we did with Casey as well, we did a bunch of projects with Casey while we were in Florida, obviously. It's $20. You can grab that with the link down below. It has 1,000 items on it, and it's broken down by sell-through rate, by 30 days and 90 days and daily. It's also color-coded so you can see what sells fast, medium, and really slow. Obviously, slow items are the ones you want to avoid. Medium, fast are the ones you want to source. Obviously, comping is super, super important when you are sourcing. Knowing your brands is important too. But knowing the sell-through rate is also important. Because if it's a slow seller, you're going to sit on it for a while. So we did do that for you guys. It has 1,000 items on it across all different kinds of categories. I've given a couple of them out for free in giveaways. I might give away a couple more in the weeks to come. But if you want to grab one now, you can with the link below. Don't forget to sign up for the wholesale list. Don't forget to like the video before you guys leave. I know that seems so simple to just hit the thumbs up. Isn't a big deal. It really is. It actually helps the channel out a lot more than people think it would. So hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already and you'd like to, subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. Join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. The link is also down below. If you think of anything later, you can always come back and leave a comment on the video once it goes up for replay, or you can tag me in the Facebook group. Best way to get a hold of me. And you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We're at Flippin' Hippos on all social media. Thank you to all my mods today for coming into the chat and helping out, especially Robert, who's at the bins and came in to moderate and talk. Appreciate that so, so much. And thank you to all of you for joining me for, a whole almost an hour and listening to me talk and looking at what sold. I appreciate it, guys. You guys are the best. I will see you next time. Go be productive. Go make some money. Go list some stuff. Yeah, you guys are the best. See you next time. Bye.